Hi-ho, friendos, and welcome back to the grim darkness of a far future. My name is Rowan, your voice of Zinch for the night. And where did we leave off last? Which of my two lovely players currently here would like to talk about what happened last session?
That's a very good question. What did happen? Okay, so we shot the shit out of some turrets.
Mm-hmm.
We entered a room where a servo skull told us about the tombs of some Astartes.
Mm-hmm.
A secret passage. We found a secret passage, right? To get to the main chamber.
Yes.
And, oh, yeah, we were going to go let the two, were they Death Guard?
God, no.
No, what are they?
The, Grey Knights.
Yes, the Grey Knights, into the antechamber, or the main chamber.
Because, unfortunately for them, they went down a spiral staircase that was human-sized in Terminator armor, got to the bottom, and got told, go back up, it's even worse.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the spiral staircase debacle.
They both just were like, man, sometimes being a space marine fucking sucks.
I think the cat does not appreciate what we've done to his comrades in arms.
Yeah.
Aww. I mean, space marines are about as dumb as Zappa. Most of them.
What are you good at? I dig trenches. And then what? I fortify.
Fortifying this position.
There is nothing
Remember,
to fortify.
This is a setting where Rabute Gilliman is considered one of the most great tactical geniuses the Imperium has ever seen. And one of his tactical genius maneuvers was he was presented with a fortified front of the enemy, and he said, what if I went around it?
Something, Maginot line. Rogel McDogle is seething.
Dogle McRogel.
Yeah.
He did a flanking maneuver, and everyone was like, I have never seen such tactical genius in all my days. Though there is a cool part in a book where he gets vented out into space by a bunch of Chaos Space Marines, and because he's a Primarch, that did little more than piss him off.
Classic.
And with no weapons, he just started walking up to other Space Marines and punching them to death.
You do what you gotta do.
Space. Actual Space Marines.
Hmm.
The greatest of Jimmy Space's creations.
True.
Jimmy Space's Marines.
I mean, the guy who came up with them and told the Emperor about it, its name was Ars Astartes. So there literally is a Jimmy Space.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Lunch was invented when John Lunch had breakfast twice.
Exactly.
Okay.
As you guys make your way into these service ducts, there are two things that immediately strike you about the current situation. It is cramped, especially for your sister in her power armor. She is having to go at the back, or she would have completely slowed you all down to a crawl. But also, it is hot. The ballistas drawing from these geothermal cracks in the planet's crust has been pulling up all of that thermal energy to power up the weapon, and it has made the internal mechanisms painful to touch with bare hands. You haven't had to deal with any of the heat ever since you entered the ballistas, proving that by some miracle of Dark Age technology, most of its internal workings have been well insulated against the heat draw. Not so in these ducts, which feel like they were meant more for servitors than for actual living people. Well, living, thinking people. What is your order of going through these mostly snake eater level ladders, as well as tight ventilation ductworks that you have to crawl through?
You know, I think we had to do this once. We were looking for goblins in the ducts.
Whoa.
What about you? You ever have to chase any bad guys in ventilation ducts?
Typically, we leave that for cyber dogs.
There have been times where no cyber dogs were available and you did something like this, Ostium, and the thought of it makes your skin crawl and your heart grow cold, thinking of the one time you ever dealt with a pure strain gene stealer. It killed no less than a half dozen of your squad mates before being brought low.
Yeah, I think Ostium probably has that memory in his heart as he takes his shield and kind of just like drags himself forward with it, kind of almost using it as a makeshift sled.
The thing that that reminds you the most about it right now, and perhaps even brings back the sight of those beady dark eyes across from you in the vent, is the hissing of steam through these vents is eerily similar to its hissing.
You know, if Ostium were a smarter man, he might go, perhaps that was an evolutionary advantage in helping it hide, yet still communicate. But Ostium doesn't give a fuck about that.
Well,
Ostium has
blessed
orders.
is the mind too small to doubt. Blessed is the mind too small to think.
Are you saying that they like them poor and uneducated?
Yes.
I was just seeing if there were parallels.
As the God Emperor intended. I own a las musket for home defense.
Tally ho.
Well,
actual things.
We were putting rifles on that rack. It's full now, by the way. It's a 12-gun rack, and it's full now. But it's got 6 Arasakas.
Oh.
Of all shapes and conditions.
Wrong Emperor.
Yeah,
There's an M1 Garand. There's an FN-49. There's a Ishapur Lee Enfield, so a 308 Lee Enfield. Hold on. So 6 M1 Garand FN-49 Lee Enfield. A Mauser, like a 7mm Mauser, and then a Czech modified Kar 98.
Huh.
And when we say modified, the war was over. The Czechoslovakia said, "Well, we need something for the army. Here, grind the swastika off this and put our crest on it."
Hmm.
So, hey, guess what? That's how you denazify things.
Mm-hmm.
Just
But
feeling very political right now. Anyway,
eventually, you're in here an uncomfortably long time. Your gear is probably slick to your skin with sweat from the heat. But something you do notice, the heat's not getting worse. You would assume that if the gun was still drawing thermal energy, it would be continuing to heat up, especially its inner components like this. But it maintains a balmy, uncomfortable, but steady temperature. In Austin, you're probably towards the front. Eventually, you feel cool air coming towards you.
Hmm.
An acrid, stinking, familiar breeze.
Familiar how?
It's the smell of the outside.
Well, that's not where we want to be.
There were no turns you could have made. This was the most succinct route you could have taken.
Damn servo skull must have been programmed wrong, Ostium says as he continues forward. He looks back and he says, "The outside."
well, that's unfortunate. Have you ever considered that maybe it wasn't programmed wrong? It was corrupted by dark forces.
This is also a potential.
You got Morgan there like I was joking.
I don't know.
Damn.
Morgan, how have you handled... Another thing from last time was the eye. Because this passage was quite literally hidden by dark magic.
How did I survive that explosion? We don't know, do we?
For all you know, it was dark magic.
For all I know, I'm dead. This is like
True.
brain trauma.
Actually, how is... Because remember, you had a vision when you looked up at the shards of glass that had coated the ceiling.
Trying to remember what the vision was.
You saw a million different versions of... You thought they were of yourself at first. Other guardsmen, Kriegers, Cadians, Catachans, Illyrians, Talarans, all sorts.
Oh, they all look like me, right?
Yes, but they're all gunned down by Xenos, heretics, all sorts of things. Then they all turn towards you, their faces shifting from yours to the people they actually belong to, and they all together said, "Where was he when we prayed to him?"
Oh, that's right. We were trying to do... Yep, that's right. The dark magic was trying to... Yeah, I forgot about that. Whoops.
Was preying on, whether it's there or not, any misgivings of your faith.
How I'm trying to think of the proper way to Oh, the proper way to legalize that.
Hmm.
I have not, nor ever have I been given any reason to doubt my faith. Fingers crossed behind my back. What? um, it's probably still tumbling around in his mind. But he's correctly stayed quiet on the matter for now.
Ostium eventually. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say because eventually, if he did, his present company would not hesitate to put a bullet in his head and shove him off to the side of the tunnel.
I mean, you don't have a commissar at your back anymore, but you do have a sister of battle, which is probably worse.
Worse.
Yeah.
You do know, as all Imperial citizens know, there are none more fervent in their devotion to the God Emperor than the sisters, the brides of the Emperor themselves.
Yep. All right, Zappa. Come on.
But yes,
Go.
Ostium, as you continue to press forward, the cooling air, as much as it stinks of pollution and ozone and acid, gets stronger and stronger until you come across a grate. It seems to be a venting grate that has been. It's still in place, but is so rusted and calcified in places from polluted runoff from rain, acid rain, dribbling into the vent that you could easily push it out of the way.
Is there any other way to go other than the vent?
Not that a human could fit through comfortably.
Ostium will adjust himself awkwardly, kind of like rotating himself from head first to feet first, and will kick the grate out.
The grate splinters, and in some places just powders from the first kick. You don't even need to be aiming for the, like, you've kicked in grates before like this. Normally you aim for where the screws and the bolts are that are holding them into place.
Right.
A solid kick to the dead center shatters the entire edifice.
Yeah, Ostium will continue to move and exit this grate if there's any ground around it.
There's ground of a sort. Ostium, you pull yourself through nearly too far before you hold yourself back as you realize this is on the outside of one of the two massive barrels of the massive ballistas. You are on the outside of the barrel of the gun. You can see the whole of Quintus Superior around you. You can see Quintus Inferior, the sister hive city, off in the distance. You can see sky battles being fought between lighters and Valkyries. Members of the Aeronautica Imperialis and the traitors alike. They look like bugs around the sister barrel.
I'm gonna make a navigate surface roll. Can I do that with perception instead of intelligence?
I would allow that.
Okay. Excellent. Alright. No bonus. Hey! A flat success!
At first, there's that sickening lurch in your stomach from the vertigo. You are above all but the highest spires of the city. You are towards the very breach of the barrel itself. And at first, it appears smooth, like the barrel of an autogun, for example. But you notice that there are small juts that come out, hand grips, hand railings, to move up and down the barrel. as well as some ways in the distance, a maintenance scaffold.
The Ostium will, kind of usher the other two out, and will point at the maintenance scaffold and say, "If I had to guess, that's our destination."
What kind of platform are we standing on again?
Basically a small, rusted out catwalk. It groans under your weight, especially when Noviana steps out. You can see the old plasteel and ferrocrete start to bend and bow under the weight of her power armor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. How high are we again?
Well, you know how tall the Empire State Building is?
Oh, yeah.
Like that, and again, up.
So like 2 Titanics.
Yeah,
End to end.
end to end, about that high up. You are
Look down,
very,
don't look down,
very
don't
far
look
up.
down, don't look down, don't look down. Yeah,
Well-
lovely weather we're having, right?
Something you noticed, guardsman, is of all of these things that are fighting in the air, some of these are Fury interceptors. And those are void ships that can only come into low atmosphere. They are at like the extreme edge of their engagement range.
So, anybody want to tell me why we're, out of the atmosphere and into the troposphere? I'm sorry, out of the troposphere and into the stratosphere?
Huh. Ostium will probably look over and say, "These weapons are meant to be used on extraplanetary threats."
Yeah, but why do they have to build... Can't they build them in like a giant hole or something? Why do they always gotta be up in the air like this?
I think Ostium would probably say, "If this planet would prefer to have atmosphere, it would be good for the barrel to stick outside of it."
I don't know, buddy. Mac rounds in atmosphere. That's a bad idea.
Oh, you know what makes it even better? This is not a Mac gun. This is a normal ballistic weapon of absurd size.
Which is hilarious because the physics behind that just don't fucking work.
Well,
But
there's
we
a
do
reason
But it's like bumblebees, right? They do it
it does it
anyway.
anyway. And who knows, it might not work. This gun hasn't been fired in over 10,000 years.
Oh god, could you imagine the breach blowing out and sending that
The
fucking
stovepipe.
I'm thinking Kentucky
jammed.
ballistic style. The breach just blows off, and you've got, a 10,000 ton warhead basically pointed straight at the center of the Earth.
Hell yeah, brother.
I guess that counts as an exterminatus, doesn't it?
That would be close to a cyclonic warhead, but usually those take several to crack a planet.
Yeah, but this would be basically sending a fucking nuclear warhead into the core.
Mm-hmm.
All of that mass.
Well, yeah, that's part of what Exterminatus is. That and a whole lot of virus bombing.
They've
But
created a virus that can handle Terminids?
oh yeah, there are several viruses that can kill Tyranids, but the problem is
Tyranids, yeah.
they will it'll work on them
Once.
for about a day.
You need to make sure you kill them all once.
Yeah, you need to make sure you kill all the ones on the planet and get rid of the hive ship before they evolve.
So, please tell me we're going down. Finding an elevator. Hell, dropping straight down the barrel as long as I've got a chute's not a bad idea, but,
Austin, you are
go ahead.
receiving, for the first time, you are receiving a hail on your Foxcaster from the Martyr.
Yeah, Ostium will answer that immediately. Ostium here.
At last, we are able to get communications across to you. Please tell me that this interference is not harming your Voxcaster.
I think Ostium will say, the equipment is fine.
Report immediately. You are behind schedule by 3 standard hours.
Ostium will look at everyone else, and for the first time, you will see a look of an emotion on Ostium's face, and the emotion is exasperation.
Exasperate. That's
Yeah, he'll say, ran into some trouble. Currently on the outside of the ballistus, looking towards means of egress into it.
What is the current status of the weapon?
Yeah. Assuming that is it still moving?
No, it is no longer moving.
Mm-hmm.
It is in a stationary position.
I'm assuming that it's in its firing position, probably being loaded as we speak.
Deep sensor scans have indicated through our auspices that there are severe geographical and seismic disturbances detected beneath the weapon. We believe that this is forestalling its fire.
Probably goes, well then apparently you know better than us.
We know enough that the weapon is not firing. However, we do not have the ability to perform auspac scans through the weapon itself.
Okay, probably say, are you able to pin down our locations and coordinates to give us an option to go inside the weapon again?
We are currently finding you on the lip of the starboard barrel.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
How the fuck do we get from here to there?
Yeah, I think.
Do you see any sort of maintenance facilities on the exterior of the barrel?
Aye. Yeah,
Those will be your most direct egress back within the mechanics of the barrel of itself.
Probably.
Sounds like we got our. Go ahead.
No, I was. You can go ahead.
I was just trying to figure out how to finish that sentence. Sounds like we got our route planned out for us.
Yeah, I think probably Ostium will say, we'll make move on the scaffolding nearby.
Affirmative. We are sending reinforcements to your location.
Defined reinforcements.
Stand by for Valkyrie gunship support.
Yeah, Ostium probably at that nods and says, excellent.
I'm sorry, did they say Valkyrie gunships? And can you explain that to me, please?
Yeah, the Valkyrie is the standard dropship and gunship for the Astra Militarum. Basically, they're sending you a chopper.
Okay. We just gonna fly the chopper down into the barrel of the gun? That sounds like fun, actually.
I will link a picture for you. You would 110% know what these are, Guardsmen. You have probably spent a lot of time in the back of a Valkyrie.
They're quite ubiquitous and very good. Well, very good is they're mobile. That's the important part. We can't hear you if you're talking right now.
Yes, very good. Except when you're playing the tabletop.
Yeah, but that's just flyers in 10th. Except for the Void
Don't
Bomber
hear
for
it.
the Dark Eldar. The Void Raven. That's not fair. All your shit is flyers because you just have edgy pirate ships for transports.
Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah, you have two potential things you could do while you wait for the Valkyrie to come. You could begin moving down towards the maintenance scaffolding you see, or there is a potential that it could be faster and you might be able to find another maintenance ingress on the inside of the barrel and just have the Valkyrie fly in on hover mode.
That sounds more dangerous, therefore the better idea.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right. Yeah, I think Ostium probably goes. Well, I suppose if we're going to get personal with this weapon, he says as he starts to move towards the barrel of the gun.
All right. Let's have some fun. As long as we don't look down.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is the guy who jumps out of perfectly good Valkyries all the time.
Yeah. You ain't got a grab shoot right now, though.
This is true. And what? Yeah, I'm stupid, not foolhardy. I don't like heights. Just because I jump doesn't mean I like it.
And you only have to wait a few minutes before, sure enough, you hear the whine of a Valkyrie before coming like a pin on the horizon. It flies in, dodging shots and engagements from other craft as interceptors are offering it fighter support to get close enough to all of you before it swings up. There's that brief moment as it passes overhead to whirl around to get its back to you. That there's that sickening moment where the air coming off of it as it flies by almost pushes you back.
Yeah, I think Ostium probably grabs onto a handrail if there is one.
Nope. This is the Imperium. Do you think they believe in OSHA?
Yeah, that's a good point.
No. Hold on. Zinch invented OSHA for heresy. There you go.
The evil Mechanicus be like, safety and rest are the most important things for our workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the back opens up. You see the vague silhouettes of some guardsmen in there. For you recognize some of them, Sergeant. You hear, "Boss! Boss! Are you starting, sis?"
Hey, you guys aren't dead yet. Good, because we're gonna need you.
Yep, your squad is in there. Everyone, the Cadian Kazarkins who were the Kazarkins, your guys. Yeah, not even the medic who looks like he has seen the horrors of war again.
All you made it through in one piece, huh? Well, I guess we're all beating the odds today.
Japan masters bullies, and Mama taught me to beat up bullies.
I missed you guys. Let's see. Let me grab my notes. Notes, because there's somebody else. Oh, wait, no. Are they here? Where are my notes? Are they here? There we are. Please tell me my favorite rattling specialist is here.
Yeah, you're rattling, you're
Office.
ogren, your medic, all of the Kazarkin.
All right. Remind me, who is Frothgear following around?
Which one was that?
Leagues of Votan squat.
Oh, yeah, Frothgear's people are going to be doing their own thing. They're basically mercenaries that got hired by the Inquisitor.
I just didn't remember what they were. Yep. Let's see here.
Yeah, him and
All right.
his Hearthkin band are probably somewhere in the city.
Well, looks like everybody's here just in time for the party. What say you, Ostium? Ready to go?
Yeah, I think that Ostium kind of just pulls his visor down and nods.
Good. Let's punch it.
All right.
Yeah, you all hop into the Valkyrie, and what do you ask of the pilot? Down the barrel or down the outside of the barrel?
Hey, you see this giant gun here?
The pilot looks back at you, furrowing his brow in confusion and concern.
We're gonna go right down the pipe.
Yeah. Throne, protect us.
That's right. Time to put your training into use.
Valkyrie gunship staying in hover mode. Let's see if we don't get ourselves killed doing this. As the co-pilot hangs his head.
When the co-pilot starts crying, you know it's over.
Yeah, it is dark enough as the Valkyrie swings up and around, and you can feel some small arms fire from a passing lighter that must be full of heretics, quite literally just taking pot shots with stub guns at you. The Valkyrie slides into the barrel, and it gets pitch black, and they have to flip on the floodlights. And it's just, even with the lights on, they can't illuminate the sides. It's more, if they see the sides, they know to adjust their course.
All right, we're looking for an access panel somewhere down here.
Yeah, your Kazarkin corporal will look to you, and you can't see anything of her. She is in full gear with the full helmet.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What exactly is our plan, sir?"
Is there a session where I missed maybe more of what the plan is gonna be?
Nope.
No,
Not really.
The Inquisitor gave you the plan of get in there and break the gun. I don't care how you do it.
Oh God. We are flying a giant 12-ton warhead, right?
That'd make this a very short campaign.
Well, let's see.
Fly the Valkyrie into the bullet. Hope that the bullet has been loaded. Fly the Valkyrie into it.
Is there a way we can tell if the breach is open or not? Because if the breach is open, just fly the fucker into the down and then, hop off. That's probably the fastest way. And then, hello, we have a gunship inside to help us.
Yeah, assuming that there's a lot of place for it to maneuver.
The barrel this big, you'd need a giant space to be able to move.
No, I mean once you get into the breach.
Right, but with as big as this barrel is, you would need a ton of room to be able to manipulate that bullet.
True.
The shell alone,
Yeah. You pass this along to the Valkyrie crew. and they keep going down in hover mode, but slow the hover while they do an auspex scan before they. You can tell by the way their eyes shift. No, it's loaded.
Oh,
Like,
fine.
breach is closed, bolts are loaded, round is loaded. However, we were able to find some sort of docking platform about 200, make that 300 meters down.
Gun for it. You're gonna need to let us off, and then you need to get the fuck out of here.
Frankly, I think I'd rather be dealing with all of the shit out there than all of this cocking nonsense. No offense, agent.
None taken. After all, you've never quite run from a bullet like this one, have you?
Not quite like this.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
And a last.
Well, maybe. But I survived the first orc warlord.
Yeah, the co-pilot turns and gives you a look before the pilot reaches back and pats him on the helmet to keep his attention. Yeah, they bring you down as fast as they are willing to go without potentially bumping the Valkyrie into the dock port. And it looks, for all intents and purposes, like a helipad that you've seen before. It seems like it's retractable, in the sense of you've seen helipads before.
Yeah.
The only difference is this one seems to be retractable.
Well, they must not be ready to fire yet because the platform's still out. All right, everybody.
Yeah, you all hop off of the gunship, and unlike last time, there's no one there to greet you.
I guess that's a good thing.
There's just the air coming in through the barrel, making an eerie wind.
All right, well, I think I'm going to do my best commissar impression and lead from the rear. Go ahead and take us down, Ostium.
Heh. Ostium will once again nod and, hold out his shield firmly.
Ostium, you lead, and you make your way into an airlock.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets in, it closes down, and then it's quiet for a moment before a
Stand by for standard decontamination procedures.
What the fuck was that?
Let's hope we're not... I think Ostium will say, let's hope that we're not considered contaminants.
as the room starts to fill with liquid disinfectants, like disinfectant sprays.
Okay, I was worried we were going to drown in disinfectant for a bit.
No, no, this is like an actual decontamination room. But there is a moment where then you hear a click, and the machine spirit speaks again.
Warning. Potential contaminant found. Locking down.
God damn it. Okay, is there a locked door in... Is there, like... We're in a room right now, correct? Kind of
Yes,
like an airlock?
an airlock room.
Okay, so, alright, we need a way to get this, airlock open.
Ostium, you couldn't breach this door with your shotgun. However, as you notice that there's a small viewing port,
Mm-hmm.
and there people on the other side stacking up. But you just have a whole bunch of guardsmen who might have gear you could use.
Yeah, I think that Ostium, noticing that they're stacking up, will look back and say, they're preparing for a breach. Let's give them one. And will pull out his power maul, turn it on, and wait for everyone to be in position.
Well, here's the question, Austin. Do you want to wait for them to breach? Or would you rather breach first?
I mean, what does Ostium's name translate to?
Door kick?
Yeah, what do you think I'm gonna do?
In that case, getting down what you're putting out, or getting what you're putting down, one of the Kazarkins comes forward with a small melt-a charge, hooks it up to the door, starts tapping away at a few things before stepping aside.
Save that for later.
Sir?
And Ostium, looking at his power maul, says, I have a more resource-light solution.
They just nod, put that back, and this being one of the specialists of the team, they fall back in line and pull out what they had on their back, which is their plasma rifle.
Crump, you got that gat ready?
I'm going to bully bullies!
I love Ogren.
He has his fucking Ogren-sized auto gun and his slab shield ready.
Hell yeah. Alright. Ostium is going to swing his power maul in like a circle, kind of by the handle, a couple times as he rushes towards the door and slams it with an overhead strike, shield in the other hand.
There is a boom, a deafening boom, that probably stuns everyone inside and outside the room, except for Noviana, who has the benefit of having automatic noise cancellation in her power armor's helmet. But you smash it with the sound of thunder into this. The metal twists and bends before it explodes back. The whole door follows suit and swings open, throwing these people like way back onto their asses. Some of them manage to not completely fall down, but you have completely thrown this door in their face.
For the Emperor! As Ostium begins to charge into the room.
Yet, I'm going to say with the surprise you have, the numbers you have, there's no chance for them. The one thing you do here as you charge in is the leader of one of them, who is wearing ecclesiarchical symbols all over them, mixed with like spent shell casings and gun parts and such, just yells,
Kill the heretics! Or the Emperor!
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How do you each perform in this? Because I'm thinking with Noviana, it is the classic, she's one of the first ones to step in, rounds bouncing off of her ceramite as she's punching holes directly through people's foreheads with lasgun fire.
Ostium follows the first in, last out philosophy of things, and gets stuck in immediately, using his power maul to turn any lightly armored targets into absolute jelly.
Yeah, you probably smash one of the guardsmen as they're not even guardsmen, but what else would you call them? They are guarding the gun. Trying to stagger back up to his feet, you smash your power maul into his back with a sickening crack and thoom that just punches bones out the front of his chest before you engage the. I'm assuming you go after the guy who just called you a heretic.
Oh, yeah.
And he is armed with a power sword and las pistol, so the two of you probably actually get into a bit of a duel.
Oh. You want me to make an attack?
Sure.
Alright. Let's see here. Gear. Melee weapons. Power maul. 2 hit. No aim. All out. No modifier. Okay, we're gonna use expert at violence. Spend one of my fate points to make that an automatic hit. And we're gonna do 14 pin 4.
Well, he had 4 armor. Yeah. What does it look like as he does put up a respectable parry? That if you were not an expert in violence, he would have turned aside your power maul with enough of an opening for a riposte on his end.
Yeah, I think that Ostium, just with like brute strength, like he puts up this parry and he holds it for just a second, and Ostium just like leans in harder, bashes his chest with his shield, since he's kind of open now, that they're like locked. And then as he kind of backs up, Ostium just does an underhand swing and catches him under the chin.
Oh, he goes flying back, hits the ground at an odd angle, and the last thing that gurgles out of him is,
I fear not death, for the Emperor compels.
Yeah, I think Ostium says, "If only you were on the correct side."
what does it look like for you and your guard? Are they, how professional are your guys compared to the Kazarkin?
So, I've taken all the points we gotten, and I have dumped it all into command. So, Sergeant Hackman is actually hanging back from the fire this time. Oh gosh. Have you guys seen I think it's the Mel Gibson movie? He's playing an officer in Vietnam, air cavalry. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Not sure.
Vaguely.
Hold on. We got a first-time chatter that I get to ban because you don't get to advertise on our channel.
True.
So-
We Were Soldiers from 2002.
I think so. I think, yeah. Whereas all of his company is, ducking, taking cover, he's just standing there, stock straight, shouting orders as lasers and bullets start flying by. Let's roll a command button. Let's do that. How'd I do? Bad?
You missed
failed.
by 3.
I'm gonna re-roll. Can I re-roll? Is there... Can I do that with a fate point? Is that what I can do?
I would allow it for potential schemes later.
That's fine. Oh, come on.
Nice.
Just standing there, barking orders as the shells are flying by, calling out enemies, directing our Ogren suppression special. I need to workshop that name, but just directing the group, pointing out cover, that kind of thing. More or less having his crew suppress the enemy while Ostium and Noviana go in for the kill.
You have whipped these men. Your men have become professional. The Kazarkin have become a unit.
Absolute units.
5 soldiers who move less like 5 soldiers and more like a liquid. a cohesive whole, each one taking shots at targets like they had called it out mentally to one another with no overlap. Immediately, the breach team are just laid low between everyone. But it couldn't be more than 5-6 seconds before the room goes quiet again, and there's just a whole lot of bodies.
Ceasefire. Good work, everyone.
Ostium is covered in jam and just looks back at jam.
You turn someone into you turn that guy you hit on the back into chunky salsa.
He turns back and says, Sergeant, I believe that you guys still have I believe that your men still have a couple charges that they can use.
This is
I
true.
believe so.
Was there
Yeah.
something you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, we have a few charges left to use. And what about them?
Are we in an area that would disable the gun if we use those charges?
We're probably going to
No.
have to get down to the...
No.
You'll
Okay.
have to get closer.
Okay. I thought that we were... Gotcha. Okay. Ostium will... Where's the door for our night buddies? Or not night buddies, our fucking...
Grey Knights.
Grey Knights. Yeah, night buddies.
Yeah, there is a control cogitator, or a cogitator in the room.
Mm-hmm.
If you go up to it, I don't know how well Ostium can operate cogitators.
He's filled out paperwork before.
You know enough to move throughout one, then.
Mm-hmm.
I can just command the cogitator to work. Does that...
You clickety-clack on this old keyboard. There's the hum and the whir as the black screen fills with green text. But this does actually seem to be some sort of control room that might allow you to open doors elsewhere in the facility.
Think all hail, what was her name? Sopratis?
Yes.
Yeah. All hail, Subdomina Sopratis. And say, I'm looking at a cogitator screen. I think it might get us through where we need to, and get you in here. But I'm not sure what to use, or how to use it.
Wait, who are we talking to? Precarious and Diven?
No, Subdomina Sopratis, the Mechanicus who was traveling with us.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The one who was less rude than the one who's on the Martyr's Vengeance.
Then the yeah.
I didn't even put down their names. I disliked it. Oh wait, no, Theta 554. I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
that was the
Magos.
Yeah,
that was the Magos.
Yeah,
And then-
Subdomina
I disliked them so much. I just chose to not put their names down.
There's a brief moment.
Excellent. Will you provide me with the information that is scrolling across this whole screen?
Yeah, Ostium will do that. Tech support on the phone.
You can hear her own internal cogitators whirring within her cranium.
Mm-hmm.
Based upon our current location as well as that of the Grey Knights, I would have open Stock Junction 34 through 55 for us. This should open all doors between us and our target. If this machine has been maintained to the will of the Omnisire.
Ostium will say, noted, and will do his best to do that.
Praise be, you do the machine god's work. being of flesh.
Ostium does not respond to that as he types away.
If you ask me, we never should have given typewriters sentience, but that's just me.
If there are no further questions, I shall cease the flapping of my jowls and continue forward in his name.
Understood. We'll meet up with you at the nearest point of egress.
There's just what happens to be a binaric, like a few words in binaric before it cuts off, but none of you are able to understand binaric.
Mm-hmm.
To us, it would just sound like a dial-up tone.
Yeah.
Were we also going to try and get a hold of the Grey Knights, or that might be figure out where they are, or we are not able to?
I think they're traveling with Sopratus, right?
Yeah, they went back to her because they had nowhere else to go.
Mm. Okay, cool. So when we meet up with Sopratus, we'll also be meeting up with the Grey Knights, assumably.
Yes,
Gotcha.
There's currently Sopratus and her 3 remaining Skitari, the 2 remaining guardsmen from the Fist of the Emperor squad, and the Grey Knights. I'm going to be honest, 99% of that force is the Grey Knights.
Yeah. 0.999, yeah.
Repeat, of course.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, as long as we're ready to move, should we start to try and link back up with them?
Yeah, you essentially have a 3-dimensional map that you can pull up in front of you and download into the cogitator within your shield.
Okay.
Or have print off on a scroll.
We'll print it off on a scroll, because I'm pretty sure that I only have a Voxhaler and not a cogitator.
True.
Yeah.
There's a long moment and a lot of chunk, 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 chunk as this very old style printer slowly prints off a piece of what looks like receipt paper to us. Marked with the Cult Mechanicus symbol on the bottom of it. And then, yeah, you have a 3-dimensional map, a bit hard to read, given that it's been printed out and has lost a fair bit of detail. But you do know how to get towards the breach.
Alrighty, we've got our marching orders.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's start moving towards the breach.
All of you advance and make your way. There's a few rooms that you move through. And one thing you notice is that this place is covered in what could only be described as warped ministerium iconography. Symbols like the aquila, but the wings of the double-headed bird have been replaced, like each feather vein has been replaced with a bullet on it. There are depictions of Holy Terra, but every tower of its spires is another massive ballistus. One of them glowing and golden and tallest among them, and it just says Imperator Rex under it.
At this rate, you gotta wonder if they think the Emperor is just another round. The biggest round of all.
They seem to think that the Emperor is just the biggest gun.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I mean, he is the biggest prick in the galaxy, that's for sure. But, yeah, from everything you can see, it seems that the 2,000-ish, or not 2,000, the almost 10,000 years of isolation has really warped their perception of things.
Are you telling me that cults aren't a good idea for one's mental health?
especially weirdo cults that are by government decree not allowed to leave.
These guys are like Waco times 1,000.
Oh god, they really are. Please
Yeah.
don't set anything on fire.
What? No, I was gonna skip straight to the part where we ram a tank into the building.
Well, you kind of did that. You ran a helicopter down the barrel of the big gun.
Yeah.
God, damn,
But
that would have been
eventually-
a great, evil, awful thing to do. All right, we're taking off. We'll see you soon. Cap them both. Whee!
Hit the round
But
that's
it
already
was-
loaded.
It was the. I figured give it a shot. See if the see if the vulture sets off the round for the emperor and all that. Right? You just capped friendlies. Friendly? No. You have to understand. Army, Air Force, military, honorable alternative to military.
Consider this, though. Guns always have recoil and backblast when they fire. What the fuck happens when this thing goes off?
Oh, we all die.
Well, if we're inside the gun, hopefully we don't die. Hopefully all the shock absorbers and stuff got us.
I'm more. What happens to the town around it?
Yeah.
Who cares what happens to the town?
But, though eventually, the only company you have, because it's eerily quiet, like, you see several signs that people had been going through their day-to-day and just picked up and left. But the only company you have is occasionally hidden Vox transmitters within the walls will start spouting out religious praise. Things to the effect of,
Harden your hearts and steel yourselves. For our adamantine spears shall pierce the very heavens and cleave through the chests of these heretics that would dare to befoul this planet. The Emperor is with us, and the enemies of man shall be laid low.
Okay, when we get there and we find this guy, he's mine.
Understood.
This final moment closes. The Emperor compels us. We fear not death. We fear not destruction. All we fear is failure. For success requires no explanation, and failure needs none.
but eventually... Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, that's you eventually make your way into a room. It seems fairly sparse compared to most, but what you notice is at the center there is a damaged capstan, and the only other exit from the room is being held slightly ajar by a metal rod and some sort of fulcrum of like pure ferrocrete that's been pressed into place.
Wonder what did that.
I don't want to meet it if I don't have to.
Which way is our destination? Is
You
it
will
down?
have to find a way to get the door open. You will have to puzzle your way through this.
So the door is closed, and we
Yes, the door is very slightly open. What it is this door normally would be moved up and down with a chain that would be connected to this capstan in the center of the room. However, the chain has worn out and has broken. However, it looks like they had found a workaround by using a ferrocrete fulcrum and a like 50-foot long steel or some sort of metal pole to hold the door open when they had it high enough. But at the moment, the door has closed and, well, not all the way.
Right. All right, Crump, your go.
He toddles forth, and it is like watching a big kid walk. A big 8 foot tall, probably 400-pound, 500-pound kid.
You know, if the Emperor had it his way, we'd all be Ogren. Go ahead.
But he gets down. He can barely get his fat fingers up underneath this, and he.
I meant the full. I meant the other thing, but
He look because he could not pull the door up, but he points to the Pharaoh says like, "Jack."
Yeah, you see the other end of that thing, all the way out there.
Uh-huh.
Pull it down as hard as you can.
Oh.
It's called leverage, son.
And this does get it up enough to where you can move the pole.
All right, you two, pull now. I don't know how much longer he can hold it. Just
Damn. Gunner figured out that mechanical puzzle quick.
See door, lift door.
Yeah.
With the fulcrum moved into the right place, these guardsmen are able to get the steel prop up, and through a combination of the two pieces moving, the door is lifted up enough, put on top of the pole, and held open.
All right. All right, Austin, your turn. I had my fun.
Ostium kind of looks at the door and looks back at the sergeant and kind of nods, and he'll go through the door.
As you're going through, you are hailed again. This time by Precarious.
Yeah, I'll answer, obviously.
This is Brother Precarious, calling to the Imperial Guard as well as the Inquisitorial agents. We are en route to the present destination. However, we are experiencing Vox disturbances. Can you comply?
We read you, but barely.
Say again. Do you comply?
We do comply.
God, Mechanicus. Nothing ever works when you need it to. If you can hear us, we are proceeding towards the breach. We are currently 2 floors beneath you. Do you read?
Ostium will continue to try and get a signal through.
Yeah, that doesn't work, does it?
You're picking up other communications that are not the one you're looking for and are not on the same band that you're on. How intently are you listening as you try to find the right frequency, Ostium?
Pretty intently. Ostium's used to having a Voxhaler on him, so he's probably used to trying to change bands and stuff, so he's focusing on it.
It feels for a moment, because this is, I'm assuming, a earpiece that is attached to your helmet and not directly in your ear. So you have your hand probably on the side of your helmet, pressing it close. And the one thing you do notice is the more you flip between bands, again, if something should be in the hundreds ranges, you're picking it up in like the 80s, the 90s, the 110s. Everything is in wrong places. But then it almost sounds like lips are pressed against your ear, cold lips, and a voice just says, "They can't hear you."
I think Ostium kind of pulls his hand off of his earpiece, turns and says, There's strong warp witchery here. Looking at everyone else, he says, gird yourself.
You're all already dead.
And I think at this point, Ostium is going to take his helmet and pull it off for a moment as he continues to try. He tries to continue his thought.
As you pull it off, you hear a
Yeah, and
What's the matter?
Ostium, egghead and all, is going
Yeah.
to.
I don't think we've ever seen Ostium without his helmet on.
Yeah,
How
and
bad is it under there?
That's like Judge Dredd taking off
yeah.
his helmet. It doesn't
he's
happen.
got a very severe face and a completely shaved head, probably because they've been, he probably hasn't had a lot of time to get back to regulations, so it's probably more buzzed looking than anything on the top of his head. But he's got one of those faces that you look at and you go, oh, that guy's gonna fuck me up. I shouldn't talk to that guy. You know what I mean? And he'll say, the corruptive powers are trying to get to us. Trust not in anything here except for your own faith in the Emperor.
That gets probably a nod of approval from Noviana.
I'm assuming.
Only faith will steel us for what is to come.
Yeah, and Ostium will look at his headset inside of his helmet, kind of tap it a couple times, and place his helmet back on at this point and say, we must march on. The Marines are down a floor. The Knights are down a floor. Or two.
Thank God you corrected yourself. I can only imagine what would happen if the Grey Knights knew you called them that.
They
Ostium.
are technically Marines.
They are technically Marines, yeah, but Ostium will nod and say, best they never hear it then.
That's like calling Delta Force, like, just grunts. Yes, however.
Technically, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we march on. Probably be a good idea to either get to the breach or reconnect with our buddies, whichever is closer.
The closest is to move towards your objective.
Then leading on, Ostium will head towards that objective.
Why are these so big? One sec, I'm
Allons-y.
dealing with map stuff.
Oh.
Okay, that's better. Sorry, folks.
No worries.
You make your way towards a deck C3. And as you make your way down, again, there's just an eerie quiet to everything. And everything gets cold. You start seeing your breath in the air. And again, all of you, something even you notice, Sergeant, is occasionally your soldiers will twist their head around like they're looking for a noise, lifting their guns or something. The Kazarkin seem to handle it better than your guys.
Mm-hmm.
Though even they are unnerved enough that they're reaching for, like, prayer beads and rosaries.
Eyes forward.
I feel like we're walking into an ambush.
Only if you let it be one. Just stay calm. The last thing we need to do is give away our position.
And your medic has he has his las pistol in one hand, but he has pulled out his infantryman's uplifting primer and is whispering the prayer in the time of tumults.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. Emperor of man, overseer of all things right, whose power none can resist, save and deliver us, we beseech, from the hands of our enemies. By granting us dominion over them, show us the path to victory, that we might produce in your undying name. And he's just whispering it over and over and over.
You know, once upon a time, he would mouth the words with him. But after last session, I don't know if he does.
Or, no, that's a form of prayer to be used in warp travel. That's not the right one. I was looking at another one. Man, there's some funny ones. Like a prayer for protection from bombardment.
Huh.
Litany of unjamming. Litany to staunch a wound.
Oh, God.
Oh, here's the litany of protection to be recited when in great danger is another one, probably. Oh, Emperor of mankind, send your gaze to me with benevolence. Watch over your servant and soldier and protect me from peril.
That's almost... Nope. Not going there. No real life. Only 40k.
Yeah, he is whispering. Well, he is on that verge of panic where your whispers become more whimpers.
Mm.
And the corporal is probably giving you a look and then just like nods her head in his direction. Can't really see what her facial expression is under the helmet.
No. She's right. I should probably do something about it. He'll probably move over to his side. Feeling tense? He'll probably move over to his side. Feeling tense?
When they dropped us down, there was when we were in the pit. Remember and when it got cold, those the things, the moving things.
Hey. He's going to take his... Where is it? He's going to take that memento, that silver skull emblem. He's going to take it off of his armor and hand it to this guy. Hey. Focus. There's some things we can't deal with, right?
Right.
We can't change what happened down there, right? But we can focus on this, he says, pointing at the silver skull in his hand.
He nods and probably puts away the primer and takes it in a shaky hand.
When all else fails, you can rely on two things. The Emperor and your combat buddies. You understand?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
And to that end, that also means you have the responsibility to be reliable to your combat buddies, too. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for them. We all do that. We all go home.
He is still visibly frightened, but I think that you have managed to keep him from being panicked.
Well, good. All right.
And I think as you shift back forward, that is mostly to keep this combat easier for
Yeah,
me
fine.
and for us. The three of you manage to shift in first before there's a.
He's the main character now. I gave him the silvers. I gave it to him. He's the main character now.
Oh, he's the main character, but you're the player character.
He goes. You tell me. Oh, what was his name? Gilliman the second. Oh, okay. Wait, what?
Kill him in the second.
Redius Shirtus. But the three of you step through a door. Then it loudly slams behind you as you hear it. Get them!
I hate ambushes.
Alright.
Alright.
If it'll let me drag you guys.
It's only an ambush if you let yourself believe it's an ambush.
And drop yourselves down somewhere by this door.
C3 or the other door?
This one. The one at the bottom left of the map.
I see.
Hi.
Hello,
Howdy.
Brian! You're just in time for the combat!
Yeah.
To catch you up, we went down the barrel of the big gun, killed a bunch of people, and now we're getting towards the breach.
Down the barrel of the gun.
Yes,
Yep.
we did.
Damn it, I missed that.
Yeah, it was so big that they could fly a Valkyrie through and its floodlights couldn't find the edges.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Big gun.
Yeah, that is a big gun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, we're meeting up with the Marines, with the Knights in the breach itself. They're like 2 floors below us.
Okay.
And there's been a communication blackout, and things
Yes.
are getting cold, and there's hoarfrost on the walls. You know, psyker stuff is happening.
Mm.
Oh, lovely.
But something else.
I told a kid to ignore that. Here, be the main character. Have my emblem. Congrats, be the main character now.
But something else all of you would have noticed is there is no sign of chaos corruption. Oh, let me actually get my turn order up. Yeah, there is no sign of chaos corruption among the people that you've been fighting.
Maybe we are the baddies.
You know?
See what's their agility.
Oof.
Oh,
1d10
really?
plus 3.
It was a good attempt.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm dead.
Hey, you two are at full HP.
Custodians, and for the Pontifex. And before let me actually get things sorted.
White full.
Oh?
Yeah, I have like 3 points of damage on me.
Oh, okay. I
From
thought
the
that you I thought that you made it out of that last combat unscathed.
No, just a tiny scratch. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before I get started, the guys with the red markers, like these two,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the ones taking cover, they are armed with auto guns. The
Okay.
two in the blue are armed with bolt guns.
Oh.
And the Pontifex in the back is armed with a las pistol and a chainsword.
Nice.
Okay.
It is your go, Sergeant.
So, I'm not gonna move anywhere. Just go to the start position.
Mm-hmm.
gonna measure in a line. Range.
Oh, he's in range, all right.
Very yes. So we're gonna take the long las, and we're gonna do a full aim because it's already loaded. Short range.
Goodbye, Pontifex.
Yeah.
That's 3d10, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Damage.
Need to pull this up so I can actually see your damage numbers.
Okay, so that's
They're not.
d10, and then 2 more.
I was about to say they're not dead.
What?
Holy shit, they're not dead.
Wow.
What the fuck?
I almost want to make you roll on the perils table.
Hold on. No. Hold on. There's a thing around here somewhere. 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 There's a thing.
You're
you
looking for
need to
your
get
thing.
need to get 5 more damage on them
When
to put them down.
you took into account the felling, right?
They don't have unnatural toughness.
Are you sure? Can you check?
They have unnatural fellowship.
Dice gods just hate you.
Huh.
Hold on. This is the one time it sucks that I've gone first. Because Hammer of the Emperor means that I can reroll any results on 1 or 2 damage rolls if an ally has already attacked him.
Oof.
Oh.
You still did a good chunk.
Yeah. This
It's
guy
not
went
hurting.
from 20 to 5 because their armor is 4.
And that was okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, that was a headshot too. God, that sucks.
Damn. Hey, I get to show off their funny ability though.
All right, it's somebody else's turn.
It is the custodians. This one is going to fall back into a more advantageous position. How far can you go? They will both fall back for better firing lines. They're both going to take auto gun shots at the sister.
Okay.
Good luck.
Don't have auto guns on this sheet because they're sharing the same sheet. 1d100. He misses. Second one is going to burst at you.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, he hits you with all 3.
Uh-huh.
You pull up the auto gun again. It was in a custom ammunition. He is using... What are they called? Yeah, amputator rounds.
Oh.
Where is auto gun? I don't know if they can pen her though, because they don't have any pen.
Mhm.
But they get a +2 to their damage, so it's 1d10 plus 5 damage for each hit.
That actually penetrates. and causes damage.
Die!
So that's a total of 5 points. And that misses. Like, that doesn't even penetrate.
Yeah, the one back there pulls back and fires off a loud burst of autogun fire that manages to find a gap within your power armor. And it's just like, to see a sister has fallen to heresy!
And it was this guy in the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know who I'm shooting.
I know who I'm deleting.
Hey, that delete button doesn't work as well as it did last session, so I tried it. I warmed it up for you if it works.
Okay, sounds good.
Now we go to bolt gun. They're not using amputator rounds because I thought that would be a bit silly.
Oh, they're already explosive rounds.
One of them is going to shoot at you, Ostium.
Mm-hmm.
Bolt gun. Roll to hit. He's going to take a half aim. Short. Semi-auto.
All right. Where did he
That's only,
hit?
54?
56. Oh, yeah, 45. So it would have been 54, which I think is
Body. Okay, cool.
And that and it has pen 4.
Okay.
11 pen 4.
Ooh, Ostium's at 1 HP.
Oh, shit.
Ostium started at 6.
Then the other one is going to shoot at you, Sergeant.
Uh-oh.
There is actually
a
good thing where it's a good thing that the Pontifex is going after them.
Somebody kill the Pontifex. There's a reason I picked him first. I'm like, he's bringing a sword to a gunfight. That can't be good.
Yeah.
I
I
have
can't
a
reach
sword
him.
that I bring to a gunfight.
And it's not a good thing.
This one is going to
What
try
you're using it on.
to suppress you.
Hey, no suppressors indoors.
But his shots go very wide, but he braces his bolt gun on top of this barrel, hand on the back of it for the recoil. It's just tung, 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 tung. And he is firing way over your head. Was not prepared for the recoil adjustment, but was firing to try and make you put your head down, Sergeant. This guy's going to make a command roll.
Hold on, let me do a little art project for you.
With ship with a 20 modifier because of his unnatural fellowship. He failed! Holy shit!
Wow.
That's a good thing. I will tell you what this ability is he has. He can issue a divine prayer as a command, and if he succeeds, he can point to one ally within line of sight up to his fellowship modifier, which because of his unnatural fellowship becomes 5, and they get a plus 10 to their ballistics and weapon skills checks for the next round.
Damn.
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
It did not work.
Thank God it didn't work, eh?
But revving his chainsword, this person clutching at their chest, where their robes have been burned through, coughs out a, "They assail The Emperor's chosen! They damn themselves by their actions!
Hmm.
You know, for a second, I thought we were being tricked into, fighting actual good people. But, the Zinch stuff beforehand has made me think that we're actually, they are the ones that have been confused into thinking we're the bad people. So I don't have any problems with this.
Heh.
Yeah,
Any
it's
combatant
your
in a
go,
war zone.
Ostium.
Okay. Charge. Yep. Charge. I get a plus 20 to this because I charged. So I'll just count that as a full aim for simplicity's sake. It is an all-out attack. Submit. That is a hit. That's all I needed. Sorry, bud. Minimum damage is still 12. With 4 pin.
In 4. So he just takes all of the damage.
Wow.
Well, he's not dead, but
Wow.
he
He
has
has more
no
HP.
melee. He has no melee weapon.
He has more HP than I have. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but only 2.
Yeah. But, okay. Yeah, Ostium runs forward, charges, and swings it, and, 88 is 88, which means I hit him in the
Leg?
Yep, I hit him in the left leg. So Ostium
My
goes
leg.
for a classic maneuver.
Kneecap.
Yep, exactly. Hit him in the back of the kneecap. Classic cop maneuver.
Yeah, there's a loud yelp of pain as he drops to his knee and shakily points his auto gun up at you. And it's like, I fear no death, for the Emperor is with me!
Really?
Yeah, right?
Your turn, sister.
Well, this poor guy that actually shot me up.
I'm gonna make you regret making me bleed my own blood.
Now, because I didn't move, can I do a full lane?
Yeah.
Okay. Submit that. He is not point blank. He's at standard range. Gonna do my semi-auto. And
Nice.
both shots hit him.
Oh, God.
So first one. Second one.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, probably one into, like, each armpit.
Let's see,
Or
I
one in
roll.
the chest, he staggers back, then you put one through his head.
Actually, yeah, 20. Turn it into a 2. That's a headshot.
Yep.
Yeah.
You hit him dead on in the chest. The impact is enough to stagger him back, and before he can even make a sound of pain, his head jerks back as the bolt punches right through his forehead. And he drops.
Don't
Sergeant,
bring a
it's your
pea
go.
shooter to a gunfight.
You say, bleeding from the pea shooter rounds.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
God. All right, so I'm going to roll for damage for. I'm shooting at same dude.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to roll for damage before I make any quips because I don't want to get myself into trouble.
Nothing personnel, kid. I don't
Um,
think you could.
Yeah, I can miss.
Oh, I was gonna say,
misses.
if you hit, I don't think you can not get enough damage to kill him.
Well, that's why I'm just rolling the damage. Or rolling the hit. That's, like I said.
Oh,
Hold on.
dear.
Yikes.
Hold on. Let's see. Hey, you know what oh, that doesn't matter. Okay. I forgot I need to add in that extra 10 from accurate by hand.
Well, that would mean you wouldn't have to. No, that doesn't change the dice roll.
Reliable weapons only jam on an unmodified 100. So
Yeah, so
Yeah. So
It's
it's
you're
just
not jammed at least.
it's just a miss. This is why I didn't say the cool line I had, because it would have been wasted.
Kid.
No, it was going to be something like, "Hey, pray this to your god while you're at it."
We have the same god, fucko!
That's what he thinks.
Yeah, right. Secretly,
Right.
I'm a follower of Z. The
Ah.
Emperor. Yeah, Emperor.
Not Kayla Mencha Kane?
No, the Omnis Cornea.
We're all corn here, Revs Chain X.
God.
It is now the Custodier's turn, and one of them is just gonna make like a flat check to punch you, I guess. He doesn't
Wow.
have a melee weapon. Die, punk!
He succeeds at. Wait, he's punching
punches
me,
you.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
okay. He punches me in the shield.
He's not going to be able to do any damage to you.
Punches me in the shield and breaks his hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to just not even roll damage for him. I don't think he is capable of doing damage.
Yeah, I
think
think.
with a punch, it's just your strength modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
if he can.
yeah, 3.
If he can beat. If he can beat a 10.
Even if it was a D10 plus strength, he could almost certainly not.
Yeah.
So yeah, he punches you in the shield.
Yeah.
He's sure trying.
He is.
Then the other 3 are going to just shoot at the sister because she is clearly the biggest threat.
She's the first one to get blood here.
Since I'm showing my stormtrooper genetics right now. First, I fail to kill somebody in a shot, and then I miss.
Yes, your stormtrooper schooling has showed up.
One with the auto gun misses. One with the bolt
They
gun.
can keep doing that.
I hope they keep doing that.
They're at standard range. Standard shot. That one hits you.
Ow.
Minimum damage, minimum damage, minimum damage.
12 pen 4.
Oh, that could hurt.
Are you in crit yet?
Hold on, let me just check. Not yet. Oh, I'm where you are.
And the one that's try to fucking...
Next one.
Actually, how much... So, okay, he still has ammo. Standard range. Semi-auto. Well, his gun just jammed.
Ha!
Oh, that's how they feel.
A hail of bolt fire finds you, sister, before you see that one of them goes to pull the trigger and doesn't manage to clear the breach with the casing. So he's going to have to spend a turn clearing his gun. Come on, Pontifex, do your funny thing.
No.
Command plus 20.
Failure again.
Oh my god. Wait, why is it saying it's 20? I mean, that would still fail, but it wouldn't fail by 4. But yeah, he is too busy coughing up blood to sing praises to the Emperor. A rookie mistake.
Classic.
All right, How are you going to disrespect this man, Ostium?
Well, I think Ostium, when this guy threw up a punch, lifted up his shield and kind of just batted his arm away. And now that this guy is, like, just completely open, right? Ostium is going to attempt a swing. Gear. Power Maul. 2 hit. No aim. All out attack. No modifier. Yep, that's a hit. Let's just see. Yeah, sure. Ostium.
He's dead.
Yeah, that's a chest hit. So Ostium bats his arm away, and as his arm is kind of flailed out, he's kind of bent backwards. Ostium just backhands him with the power maul right in his ribcage, causing a sickening crunch.
The crunch is his breastplate caves in, and as he falls to the ground, you hear a wheezing and gurgling as he panically tries to scratch at his breastplate but can't get it off. Leaving him to slowly suffocate as he writhes on the ground.
Yep. Also, don't worry.
Check for the other autogunner.
Oh yeah, because his unit's pretty much dead.
Mm-hmm.
He holds.
Wow.
And don't worry, I have the critical table pulled up.
Oh yeah. No, I know that's up. Well, there's nothing like death and glory. Run.
oh dear.
I have to. I gotta get in range.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run too.
Now they're in. Oh, even he's in range.
Oh dear.
That's it for me.
All right. Sarge.
I'm not missing this time, damn it. Although it would almost be cooler if I did miss again, because that just adds on to the fucking Kyra rolls I've had tonight.
That would be a TPK, probably.
That I am well aware.
Hey!
Oh,
Hell
wow.
yeah!
1.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh. I think the Emperor wants this guy dead.
So 0-1 translates to 1-0, which is
Headshot.
The head.
Roll that damage.
How many? That's 8 degrees. I wish I could roll like an extra 60-10. God. All right.
You know what? Do it for the funny.
Okay, well here's the regular.
Oh my god!
Righteous fury!
Righteous fury!
I can't see it.
Here, I'll roll that
Ulrich's fury.
I'll roll that. We have to confirm it, right? Or how do we confirm that again?
Yeah, you have to roll and hit again.
Okay. Well, let's confirm that. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on.
But it doesn't take any extra ammo or anything.
That's fine. I just
Wow.
need
You got it. Rolling just another straight damage shot.
No, that's a D20, dumbass. Let's try a D10. How's that sound? That's not too bad.
Well, that'd be D10 plus what does your gun give it?
Plus 4.
So that'd be another 10. So 24 before we even get into
Right.
the rest, into accurate.
I'm just gonna roll the 2d10. I don't need to roll the 6. I double 9s.
This guy had 2 HP.
Headshot of how much damage? What did we say?
24 plus 18.
All right.
42.
So like 42.
So
Damn.
I-
All right.
I can tell you.
No. He had 2 HP when you shot at him.
Uh-huh.
I can tell you what happens to him on the critical effect table.
That would be nice.
-40.
So superheated by the attack, the target's brain explodes, tearing apart his skull and sending flaming chunks of meat flying at those nearby. The target is very, very dead. As above, except the target's entire body catches fire and runs off headless 2d10 meters in a random direction. Anything flammable it passes, including characters, must make a challenging +0 agility test or catch fire.
He's gonna run 16 meters.
No, really. You're fucking with me, right?
He's gonna run through him.
Yes, they all have to make. Whoever he touches needs to make a agility test.
What's the minus on it?
It's a +0, so it's
Okay,
a flat
just a
agility.
regular.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now he's on fire too.
Now he's on fire. Well, here's another thing I had baked in with this guy. He's dead. The other 3 are automatically in a rout.
Hell yeah.
Hold on, does he hit Noviana? No, he passes right by her, but does not hit. That would have been fucking funny if you accidentally killed Noviana with a dead guy.
I smell chicken.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna say for fun's sake that he fucking falls off the edge here, running around screaming on fire.
Naturally.
Oh, that's great.
Then one of them is just gonna scream, "We're surrounded!" The other's gonna run, "Don't get overrun!" And they're gonna leg it. However, hold on. Talk amongst yourself because I realized I forgot something.
That's
Oh.
Well, that was a good shotgunner.
Why does the
That
headless-
made up
very
for the
good.
first one.
Yeah.
What was that again? What was his status again? I forget. Name.
Giga Dead from Hell.
Oh, the
No,
pontific.
Pontificate?
Oh, the Pontifex?
Pontifex. Why does the headless Pontifex cross the road?
Because he got shot by the sergeant, right?
I suppose, yes. I was curious. It was a genuine question. All you're gonna get out of him is, damn it, I missed the brainstem.
Oh yeah.
Okay, where did that go? Because I needed to put a music track in, I forgot. That is very good for this.
Is it just yakety sax?
No, it's not. It's not for that. It's what happens after.
Oh.
Did it get added? It did not get added. Man, I told you to add to video game.
Blidio blame.
Add to video blame. Because as these two begin to run, they get to the door. And throughout this battle, there was like a tingling sensation in your head that you were able to just ignore through the heat of battle. But now it feels like electric knives tickling at the very edges of your scalps before it goes away. The lights throughout this room flicker for a moment. And as these two run, and the one in front of the other sees something and stops, bows his head, and makes the sign of the Aquila across his chest. Before emerging into the room, I just want you to look at that. As I put this on.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
heavy metal footsteps come through the room as a man clad in a bloody red burgundy armor steps through. He wears no helmet. His pale, shaved head has twisted spikes like horns emerging from his temples. His face twisted into a sneer. Skin is draped over one pauldron. Spikes like solid stone popping out of his armor. He sneers at the man who would make the sign of the Aquila in front of him, wheels back his hand, and with post-human strength smashes it into his helmet enough that the armor peels away like paper, and his entire head pops and is powdered to the floor beneath him. The other man staggers back, confused. As a chainsword, it quickly drawn fast enough that you can't even follow it with your eyes, comes up, cuts at his hip, up through his belly, and severs him in half. With leering, hateful eyes, he turns and looks at you and grins.
I had hoped to find servants of the corpse god here. It seems I was right.
Boss battle.
Shit.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, alien isolation moment.
What? You don't think 40 damage with, unnatural toughness 4 would, felling 4 would do the trick?
It might, but
Could you get past his 16 armor?
Okay, 30 damage. Like, after the armor,
Actually,
30
how much
damage.
armor, how much health does he have?
I don't know.
Let me look.
Uh-oh.
No.
How much
Why
health,
do I smell a TPK?
How much health does he have, if you don't mind me asking?
Over 40.
Oh, damn. So if someone gets rid of his armor, I can one-shot him. All it takes is Righteous Fury and 6 degrees of... Or, what is it? 4 degrees of success?
I think the only one who immediately recognizes what this guy is you, Noviana. And what stands before you is a word bearer. The scions of Lorgar have come.
No.
Someone want to explain it to the guardsmen over here?
They were the first Chaos Space Marines, if I'm correct.
Yes. They were also the first to worship the Emperor as a god, which gained them censure, and then they went, well, if we can't worship you...
So this would be like us playing like Chaos Infantry and Custodes walking in, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, have you ever seen the short film Astartes?
Oh, yeah.
You remember how that went for those guys that tried to fight the Space Marines?
Yeah.
The door behind you is finally open. The other guardsmen have managed to get it open.
The other way, other way.
Yeah, fall back.
Tactical
Noviana,
advance in the other
do
direction.
you fall back when presented with a Chaos Space Marine?
It's not
Brian's
our job,
thinking.
Noviana. Noviana, our job's the gun. Our job's to get... Our job's to blow up the gun.
Where the fuck are those fucking Grey Knights?
I'm not sure.
Where
I
are
want
those droidicas?
Now there are two of them. This is getting out of hand. Yeah, I don't even want to put the Grey Knights against this guy.
Oh no, the Grey Knights are probably the only thing that could kill him.
Yeah, but they're not going to. He's gonna make he's gonna clean his teeth with their rib bones or some shit.
No. Grey Knights make this guy look like in universe and in this game make him look like a bitch, and he makes all of you look like bitches.
Yeah.
Noviana.
And for your benefit, he is armed with an a ancient heresy era Astartes pattern bolt pistol and chain sword.
Shit. Okay, Noviana, thank you. I was thinking,
Noviana's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Nah, she moved.
But
Back with us.
yeah, all of you start running through, and it's probably Krupp pushes this door out of the way. He's like,
Great job. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back.
As the corporal comes through, I was like, Sergeant, are you Holy Emperor?
Other way.
Yeah, she turns and probably says what she shouldn't to keep unit cohesion together as she just screams, Chaos Astartes!
Oh, Corporal, I'm gonna smack you upside the head one of these days, but not right now. Let's go.
And echoing down the hall as you begin to run, as you hear the thudding footsteps behind you, is just,
Run, children of the corpse god! Where is your carrion king now?
Now, if we had a full platoon, a full up platoon of guards, I'd say they'd take them on and win.
I mean, yeah, but what? You lose the platoon.
Yeah, but the last cannon squads will still be around.
No, the last cannons will still be around.
well,
Hey.
The guy behind the gun shield will be fine. The loaders will be dead.
No, the one behind the gun shield will have gone crazy. He'll be alive, but he will probably be put down by the commissar.
He might even be allergic to dust.
No, he develops a sudden, immediate phobia of the moon.
Yeah, there we go.
Fucking Project Severovo.
Uh-huh.
Fucking style.
How just describe this, because this has gone from a combat scenario to we are back in narrative play, because all you can hear is Astartes look like they should be cumbersome. He is quickly gaining ground as he begins to sprint.
Come on,
Yeah,
come on.
our armor is not, no.
Well, your power armor does make you slightly more clumsy, Noviana. You don't have the gift of the black carapace like he does.
Yeah.
Ostium, who is incredibly injured, is just running for his life. If you could see past his visor, it would be the first time you would see fear in his eyes.
And it's probably, as you're running, you hear over your communicator, your Voxcaster, Ostium.
Come in. This is Brother Precarious and Brother Divus. We are nearing your position. We have heard smoke fire. What is the matter?
I think that Ostium responds with probably traitor marine, into his Voxcaster.
Diamond, I still can't raise them.
Damn it! Not this shit again. Yeah, no, I think that Ostium just like slams the Voxcaster in the back of his shield and then just says one more time, "Traitor Marine!" Before continuing on.
It's probably actually dive, and it's like,
I heard that. By the Emperor. We shall make these traitors pay.
Yeah, and like I said,
Ethan
Ostium.
is in
Oh,
the
go ahead.
back of this running group.
I think Ostium is probably the most injured. I mean, I know that Ostium and Noviana both are at
Noviana.
1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that Ostium probably carries his wounds heavier because he's had more severe wounds for longer, you know?
And isn't in power armor.
And isn't in power armor, so he's probably in the back.
Ostium, you can hear the chainsword now. He's revving it and relishing in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's...
Do you just keep running forward, or do you hazard a look back?
You know, for the sake of the game, I'll hazard a look back.
He grins as you look back, and he only has his chainsword out. He does not have the bolt pistol drawn right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he holds out his hand in an almost welcoming gesture and just smiles and says aloud, using the deep booming voice he has as an Astartes of his size, as he looks big even for Space Marines.
Sure.
To boom out a,
"There is still yet salvation to be found."
Yeah, we're gonna put, if I can find a door to put between me and him, that's probably gonna happen.
Oh, I feel like, yeah, you guys managed to take a hard right, and the corporal not only slams the button to close the door behind all of you, she just puts her las gun up and full autos into that thing to break the door shut.
Yeah, Ostium is going to take his shield and slam it in the ground to try and use it to wedge the door closed.
I need to use the bathroom real quick, but you all discuss as you are now in this room.
Oh boy.
We're in a room.
Yeah.
We're dead.
Which room
Oh, no.
are we in? Whose room are we in?
I think that we're in a room that is separate from the Traitor Marine at the moment.
Yes,
Yeah.
you turned off the hallway.
That door open?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ostium is definitely like wedging his shield in the door and like gripping the power maul with 2 hands.
So, where's Diven and Precarious?
On their way,
Well, that's
we
not
got
good enough.
Yeah, we got a message through that there's a Traitor Marine coming, or that there's a Traitor Marine here, and they said, "Oh, we'll take care of it," but who knows when that's gonna happen?
Probably about 30 seconds after he's used our bones to pick his teeth clean.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd say we're in some kind of pickle.
Yeah. It's pretty quick after you put this through that you hear him running, turning, and the slam of his shoulder meeting this door, buckling it and starting to warp the metal in. And then rum 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 rum. He puts the chainsword into the wedge between the door and starts trying to cut his way through.
What are you doing, Gunner?
Only if I had a melt a bomb.
Yeah, right.
I have a plan. I'm hoping I don't have to do it, but I have a plan.
Yeah, I think the corporal is looking to the other rest of the squad. It's like, crack grenades, any crack grenades! And one of the privates shakes his head. I'm out, corporal!
Who's got a satchel charge left?
Hmm.
Yeah, there is one with a like a door breaching charge.
Give it to me.
Sergeant?
I said, give it to me.
He looks confused, but goes to hand it to you. And I feel like the medic shakes his head and is like, Sergeant, no!
I didn't give you permission to speak. Now shut the fuck up.
Then if this is an act of subordination, then so be it. I'm tired of being afraid, Sergeant.
Is this the medic?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And you can tell he is fucking terrified, but he is trying his best to hold it together.
Why did the medic grow a pair of balls now?
Yeah, right?
I hold out the satchel charge. You know how to use this?
Of course I do. I paid attention in EOD.
Well, we've got very little time. Take it.
He takes it and probably tries to hand back the skull you gave him.
He'll take it.
It's been an honor, Sergeant.
You and I could have learned a lot. Shit, you remind me of me 30 years ago. I'll see you on the other side.
He snaps a salute.
Motherfucker, you knew what I was gonna do. That's not nice.
It's the medic.
And it's about this time that you either have to move your shield or it will get cut through.
My shield is getting cut through.
Yeah. He doesn't fully cut through the door, but enough to where you can see the burgundy of his finger plates reach through, grab hold of the metal, and pull it back to where, like a villain out of some terrifying story, he just peeks his head through, grinning at all of you. And I think Krupp at this, the medic just jumps towards him as the door comes down, gets caught by the neck, lifted up, and then like the Space Marine is smart. He's holding the medic out in front of all of you to keep you from shooting at him without risking hitting the medic.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, such a brave little morsel. In another life, you might have been useful. There is still time, little chicks. Come, join the flock, and all of this will be over. And I think, without another word, what? The medic goes, see you in hell! And reaches up with this melt-a-bomb, puts it right up against his head, and hits the button.
Hell yeah.
Here I was, planning on going out like a hero, but no, he gets all the
Hey, you said he was the main character.
I did.
And
that was my mistake.
all of you are thrown back by the wave of heat and pressure that comes off this melt-a-bomb. There's an unholy screech that fills the air. You hear the slam of the Marine's body as it flies back and hits the opposite wall. And there's nothing left of the medic. His entire body was reduced to his subatomic particles. And that's when you notice, and this is where I stopped you, he starts to get back up.
Oh.
You look at him, half of his head is gone. It's a blackened morass that little tiny green giggling fiends pop out of and start to gently pet at and kiss and caress the wound as snot and sticky filth fall off of them.
Nurglings, great.
I'm
Is
just
he
rolling
just-
damage because I want to feel special, and I'm not. Another charge. Give me another charge. Turning back to our people. They don't have any more charges, do they?
There are none! One of the privates shouts as even he's starting to lose it.
Wow, wouldn't
Who's at
this be
the-
a point for corruption to show up?
Oh yeah, like, all of you are taking a point of corruption for seeing what happens when one is given the mark of Nurgle.
What?
But, who's at the back of the room?
Well, that's another insanity point.
Hell yeah, go crazy.
I don't take corruption. It all gets converted to insanity.
Damn.
Yeah, I go crazy first.
But,
There's actually sister traits that you need a certain level of insanity to take them.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
Because they're
Must
just
be
that
this-
crazy.
Must be this crazy to ride roller coaster.
Yes.
Because if one of you is not is at the back of the room, well, you all got thrown back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you stagger back, and just as this melted man lunges forward towards you, the door opens, and all you see is a halberd come through, spear through his ceramite chest, lift him up off the ground as a hammer swings up and over, crushing what's left of his head and sending all of these itty-bitty nurglings flying off with little wails of surprise, like, "Woo!"
There's always a bigger fish.
As Divus and Procarius do step into the room. And Divin is the one with the hammer. Throws the body to the side while Procarius kneels down next to all of you, and it's like, report.
Ow.
Ambushed. We made it out, but lost Servicius. Room ahead should be clear, though. Let's keep working our way towards the gun, huh?
You
Allow
owe me
us
a
to-
new. Oh, go ahead.
Allow us to take point. The mission has grown far more critical.
Oh, it wasn't critical before we had them.
Oh, and Divin there's a cold chill that washes over the room as he uses his psychic powers to ignite the body in a blue flame.
Hmm.
And the body seems to squeal and scream as it's lit alight and twitches and writhes.
I think Ostium says, "The Inquisitor owes me a new shield. Hopefully the new one is ceramite."
With any luck, you'll earn Terminator privilege.
Yeah? Well, the Inquisitor owes me a new Corpsman. I hope this one's... You know what? The joke's not funny anymore.
Hope this one's ceramite too.
Divin probably... Divin being the less tact of them, goes, "Don't worry, we have many more to replace him."
No. No, we don't. But I'm not going to say any more than that.
Come.
I'm
must
already
move.
stepping on, a thin line there. What was so special about that one? He understood what it meant to be human, unlike the rest of these people.
He understood what it meant to be a goddamn hero. And saved the player character from killing himself for nothing.
Hey, that's not fair. I mean, they softened him up.
Yeah. But also, Mark of Nurgle gave him orc rules.
Orc rules.
Oops, I went down to 0. No, I didn't.
Jesus. Oh, God.
Yeah. Making your way back towards Gate C3. It is just a mess on the other side of that door. This Chaos Space Marine must have chewed his way through dozens, maybe even 100 or more Custodia ballistas. Their bodies are in various states of ravage, as well as just desecration. But you make your way through the quiet and the calm. The only thing that occasionally breaks through is chanting. At first quiet, sometimes loud, never feeling like it's coming from the same direction. And the more you listen to the chanting, the more it stings your ears. Things like Ursura Actrin Swaishna Absura.
That can't be good.
Oh, you don't say. I thought it was somebody welcoming us in.
Do not pay attention to this foul sorcery.
They killed my best medic.
Then we will avenge him
Okay.
tenfold.
He's just like, look, I'm just a little grumpy, okay? They killed my best medic.
Wasn't he your only medic?
We don't talk about... I have a rifleman, his name's Avitus. And besides, there's always Pontus. Worst comes to worst, I have Pontus scavenge your guys' gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Krupp.
Yeah, how can you be in a bad place when you got Krupp? Although, Krupp's kind of sad now.
Yeah, I'm sad too, Crump.
Krupp went from, child terror to, sad. It's almost like he forgot that he was scared, but now he's just kind of mopey. Trudging along a little lackadaisically, kind of sniffling every now and then. That's the thing with Ogren. They're just like big babies.
Unless they're a bonehead, and then they're like big,
Angry babies.
angry babies. Yeah, big,
more
slightly
like a
smarter
toddler.
babies.
Yeah, a toddler.
Yeah,
You said
toddler.
But you do make your way towards the breach, and surrounding this amphitheater of sorts, you can see down into the main area of it, where, let me do some freehanding for a second. What would be a good color? There's a mark of a large circle cut through into 8 pieces.
Yes.
Aha.
Chaos Undivided.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos and divided. You know what else isn't divided?
Mom!
You know what else isn't divided? Not my Corbin.
Well, no, he's not divided. He's atoms.
He got up
Exactly.
literally.
He's been divided.
And in each of the 8 points, as best as I could do, my great artistic skills. And at the central point, there are cultists who, unlike most who were in either like scavenged gear or even their Astra Militarum gear if they were traitor guardsmen, they're all in purples and pinks and blue robes. And each of them are chanting and twisting their arms and fingers into these strange shapes and contortions around this point, around the end in the center. Precarious probably lifts his nemesis bolter and takes a shot towards it, but the screen that you guys are on this observation platform is too thick for even his guns to go through. Damn it. We will have to find our way in.
Is there a better way of doing that?
We have to disrupt whatever it is that they're doing.
Well, we were here for the gun, I thought.
Oh, this is the breach. They are at the breach.
Are they standing on top of it, or is it on the other side of them?
It's on it would be towards this. Give me my thing. It'd be towards this side, but there's also the control panels here to operate it.
Well, we'll just throw it, a satchel charge in it, and we're out of satchel charges.
Right.
That's a problem. Sorry, I'm out of ideas. That's always been my go-to. Giant Orc, satchel charge. Space Marine, satchel charge.
I doubt that you've had very many experiences with Astartes, says Divan, who's busy looking for
I'm
a
talking
door.
about the other Marines.
As was I.
Besides, I blew myself up once. I mean...
But, if any of you are paying attention towards the ritual,
Uh-huh.
the chanting reaches a fever pitch that makes your teeth ache. However, at that moment, the shadows around them start to shift and twist. And from the shadows at each point around them emerge a pink horror, grinning with teeth if they have humanoid mouths, or chopping with their bird-like beaks as each one pulls a ritual kriss, seemingly from nowhere, and descends upon the cultists. They scream in surprise, but none of them can do anything. So quickly the demons are on them, stabbing them, cutting them, strangling them, killing them.
I'm
And
gonna
they're not
take.
even.
I'm gonna take a point of corruption for that.
Yeah. You want to take a point of insanity, sister? I'm just going to assume that's a yes. But not only do they kill them, they mutilate and butcher the bodies, dancing around and making even more obscene gestures with their bodies as they take portions of their gore and their blood and draw a symbol out of it.
Hmm.
I said it before, but I am way too old for this shit.
And then, just as you all perhaps find the door, make your way there, the horrors are gone. They seem to disappear back into the shadows from which they came, leaving only stillness. The Astartes are the first through, leveling their weapons in the general direction. Be at your guard. They may be gone. They could return at any moment. I'm more concerned that that ritual has been completed. What were they doing?
Is it obvious what they have done?
No. But you feel, the only thing that you feel from it is, well, see from it, is the blood begins to burn.
If I were a demon, this is how I'd summon a demon. Another
Behind us.
demon. Ah, shit.
The two of them usher you behind their ceramite-clad forms like shepherds and level guns towards it before this ear-piercing shriek starts low and then quickly grows high, enough that even the Space Marines are dropped to their knees.
That's what I was about to say. If I were going to summon a demon, this is how I'd summon a demon.
And a portal opens up in the very center as the blood boils away to pink goo. And it sits there like an obscene reverse sun, absorbing all light around it, but ringed in a corona of pink. And then you notice a figure in the middle of the portal. The figure is slight and frail at first, like a pinprick of shadow before the sun. It warps and shifts in the hazy indistinctiveness of the warp light, engorging and molding into a humanoid form. It slinks from the flame's clutches, tender tendrils of pink flame greedily pulling at its twisted flesh. Their head is severed and floats above their body, anchored in place by a quartet of twisted horns that sprout from their brow, curling back over a white-haired visage and sinking into the backplate of their armor. 3 eyes burn in corpuscent blue along one side of their boil-ridden face, the other marked by a singular black void of an eye in vertical alignment. They grin, a split of red that travels from the temple on one side of their head to the ear on the other, lopsided and shifting. A boiling mass of purple and blue light swirls around a gaping void of starry nothingness where the wound of their neck should be. The icon of Tzeentch trails in the nothingness like a hazy afterimage. And as they emerge into the material, the sorcerer holds aloft a baleful staff marked with warp runes and icons. The hand that bears it is split. 2 fingers grip at its golden shaft, while the third and fourth have been bisected and elongated into the sinuous phalanges of a wing. The thumb is a crooked hook. Feathers of a million hues seem to shift in and out of reality between the warped fingers, at once there, then maddeningly gone again. Their body is clad in a dark midnight blue armor polished to a painful mirror shine, once proud ceramite twisted and racked by change. Splits and seams seem to breathe with an underlying presence, a dim pink light that radiates between the cracks. The sorcerer's feet have been twisted into talons of both flesh and metal, scraping loudly as he advances from the portal across the metal floor plating. Faces bubble up from the ceramite plates, whispering a word in a mix of adulation, terror, and contempt. Abzaresh.
Good! This seems like something that is good.
So is it too late to change sides yet?
Now, the sorcerer, as he steps through, throws his arms aloft and is like, "Ah! My long-awaited guests."
Oh, shit.
Forgive the circumstances of our arrival. My erstwhile companion seems to have been too harsh in his ministrations. As he
Already
waves his bird hand, and all of you feel that psychic pressure that had come with the scream going
Already
away.
Crump is tuned out. Too many big words.
Oh, yeah. Crump looks like he's about to shit himself in fear.
Who forgot
And
to
then
you go ahead.
the moment they're free, the Space Marines lunge forward and try to stop him before, with a twist of his hands, they freeze in time again. This moment is meant not for my cousins, but for all of you. What are you here for? To disrupt this petty thing before it destroys the ship in orbit?
Yeah, that about covers it.
What if I told you I never meant to hit your ship? Your Inquisitor is free and will receive no harm.
What could you possibly be pointed at?
The grin splits his face again. I didn't ever want to hit anything. I just wanted it to fire. And fire it will.
You want it to fire for... why?
Because the backlash will be so great that it will disintegrate a fourth of the entire hive city beneath it. Millions will die in a conflagration, a treachery so grand that the changers of ways will laugh across the stars, time and the warp itself. The perfect sacrifice to bring one here.
Sorry, for half a second I thought I'd love to play dumb to see if I could piss this guy off. But, but how would it do that? I don't understand. It's just a gun.
Big gun, go boom, bang bang.
So basically he's saying we we're so busy asking whether we should build a giant gun that can affect the warp just by firing it that we never stop to ask if we should build a giant
Yes.
gun that can affect the warp just by firing it. Okay.
Or could kill so many people in once that even greater demons would go, holy shit, that's a lot of betrayal. That gets me hard. Wait, I'm not a Slanesh demon.
How are Procarius and Divan reacting
They
to
are frozen
this?
in time.
Frozen in
Oh,
time.
we're frozen in time.
When they were let go, they dashed immediately towards this guy, and he just cast a spell on them, and they're frozen.
Problem. I don't think even all together we can deal with this guy.
No.
So we're just gonna sit here until the gun goes off?
You are welcome to stay and see my plans come to fruition. But would not it be better if we maintained this partnership? I have guided you here through the racking storms of the war. Have I not?
I was about to say you never did give me your name, but
His armor keeps saying it.
yeah.
He even points to Noviana, says, You. At first, you were so resistant to my touch. But all I had to do was clothe my words in the voice of another. And you danced beautifully. And you, officer, are you here now, brother? Will you not join me here?
Oh, brother, huh?
I think
Well,
Ostium.
Because the first thing that Ostium heard from the warp when he looked into the maledictum was, will you be joining us soon, brother?
I think Ostium is going to turn on his power maul. He's going to say, "To think that I would join the likes of you. You and your weapon will never fire." And I think Ostium is going to take an overhand throw and throw the power maul at the control panel.
Ooh. Go for it.
All right. What do you want me to roll for that? Would that be a weapons or a ballistic?
I would allow it to be a weapons.
Okay. I'll just roll it as if it were a normal attack then, and I'll give myself full aim because Ostium is trying to throw this true.
Yeah, you've
If
had
that's
time
okay.
to think about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yup. 6 degrees
Ooh.
success.
Jesus.
Yeah, Ostium kind of like takes it. I'm imagining that there's like a slight, like one of those like leather straps at the bottom of it so that you can maintain your grip. I think he like takes that leather strap, swings it in a circle, and overhand throws it at this thing.
And what we see is, as it's flying, Obzeresh incants something like Fu-u-rin-da! And creates like a barrier around where you're throwing it.
Mm-hmm.
But in slow motion, as it makes connection with the barrier, it's the head first with these cowled angels. And Rex Leonis bursts to life in a golden flame along each of them. The king lion.
Mm.
as it pierces through the barrier and smashes into the console.
Yeah.
Well,
And the
Ostium.
whole room begins to shake.
Well, another day, another dipshit, I suppose.
You. This will not stop my plans.
What plans exactly?
Your soul shall feed the war.
All right, I think that's our cue to go.
Yeah.
Go where?
Yeah, good question.
So the brothers are still frozen in time. Too bad I don't have any of whatever your maul was made out of in a bullet form.
Right.
Well, what do you do in this moment where it seems like you are at the mercy? There are no more satchel charges.
Damn it.
You can't. Car or she. This is the third time that you brought a satchel charge to a life or death situation.
Crack grenades?
No.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, God.
Rocket launcher?
Yeah. We have one of those up our pocket.
You're gonna have to pry my soul from somebody else's dead hands. As I take my rifle, right between
Just
the
make a
eyes.
shot.
Right between the eyes. Because it would be hilarious if Zinch at this moment decided, let that one go through because I want to see what happens. Come on. Oh, damn.
Hit him.
All right. I do, but
Well,
so
even with Pen 4, you don't go through his armor.
Ostium at this
But,
point is. Oh, go ahead.
He's not. He is incanting another spell and starts to twist it towards you before one of the brothers dive in. There's a blue flash from his psychic hood as he's managed to break through the spell.
thank God.
And he gets down Mr. President's in front of the warp lightning.
Oh.
Though,
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
yeah, that's shit.
Yeah, his psychic barrier shatters immediately before the crackling warp lightning. The blast hits him. He shakes and stutters, and with a tumbles backwards and hits the ground. But the sight is enough for Precarious to summon the psychic will to break through and scream, "Brother, no!" As he points the bolter up towards Absharesh, pulls the trigger, and the sorcerer hisses and disappears into a cloud of smoke that begins to trail out of the room.
Divin's already gone. I know. I'm still gonna go to him, but he's already gone, isn't he?
He's alive, but he isn't. He has maybe moments left to live.
Divin, soldier. Shit. Precarious.
Precarious dips his head. It's like, "It should have been me." To which Divin lifts up his hand and says,
No, brother. You have always understood them, the best of us.
get them out of here. I wish I could have seen the skies of Titan one last. And he can't even finish the sentence.
You're mean.
There was nowhere for us to hide, was there?
Not against a warp lightning from a sorcerer.
Well, that's better than saying, "Oh yeah, I was waiting for you guys to take cover, but you never did." That's what I was waiting for.
Right, you were in an open room.
Yeah. Oh God. Corporal, make sure the gun's offline.
It takes a moment for her to respond because most people never see a space marine in their whole life. Even fewer see a Grey Knight. Even fewer see a space marine die. But she eventually gives a numb nod and sprints up and does her best to go around the mark of chaos and the mark of Zinch burned into the plates.
Crump, I need you to destroy that mark.
Me shoot it?
Whatever you need to do.
Yeah. Me shoot it. Shoot real good.
So he goes and he does his best, and it seems to kind of work.
Is the power maul still intact?
Yes.
Ostium will go and grab the power maul, probably wedged in the middle of this console or something, and will kind of yank it out and just look at the destruction around this room and just like kind of be awestruck about it all.
Yeah, this is what the sorcerer was capable of in what? A couple minutes and 2 spells.
Mm-hmm.
And the gun is trembling. The readout on it's actually probably Sopratus, who's been with you, joined with the Grey Knights, clicks forward on her legs, comes beside you on the because you're by the cogitator readout.
Sure.
And she probably says something like,
Stand aside. I do not wish to be untoward in this situation, but allow me to ministrate to the holy machine.
Yeah, I think Ostium will gladly stand aside at that.
Knock yourselves out.
Yeah.
Have fun.
she starts like clicking, clacking at the keyboard, like her 5 fingers, each finger on her mechanical hand opens up into 4 or 5 mechadendrites each that start clicky clacking at the keys. Before she's like,
I would advise that we make egress at the earliest opportunity. While we have stopped the gun from firing, there appears to be some sort of geological instability directly beneath the gun. The energy drawn from the thermal pits is backfiring.
So that's it then, huh? His plans worked anyways. He didn't really care about the gun. He just wanted people to die. And when this thing comes crashing down, that's exactly what'll happen.
The damage from a superstructure failure to the gun will be minimal compared to its firing. I do not know if this will suffice for his foul sorceries.
Only one way to find out. Somebody give me
Let
a
us
vulture.
make egress.
Somebody get me a damn vulture.
Yeah. I think Ostium picks his jaw up off the floor, and will walk back to the rest of the group. Probably limp back to the rest of the group at this point.
And I think all of you can make it out of here easily enough. Those few members left of the Custodia Ballistus have appeared to have fled. Procarius carries Diven's body, refusing to let his gene seed be left behind. But all of you make it towards an exit, board your Valkyrie, and as you do, there is an explosion from within the gun itself. And a crack forms in the ground several blocks wide, much smaller than if the entire gun had fired. But you would assume, all of you know enough about geology to assume that a solid crack, that would be it. But the earth is pitted and crumbles along these cracks. And directly beneath the gun is a solid black edifice in the shape of a pyramid.
Oh no.
And as the stones crumble down and hit the pyramid, it looks like if you move something off of a pile of sand, how little micro landslides will cause grains of sand to start sloughing off.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a side of the pyramid at first begins to slide off before you notice that is not the pyramid structure. Crawling up out and attacking the structure of the gun itself is a swarm of little mechanical creatures. Tiny scarabs awoken by the backfire.
Oh, no.
We went from being turbo fucked to uber turbo fucked.
They've awakened.
All right, can we Exterminatus this place now?
This is that moment where the no, I'm Dirty Dan moment, and then Sandy woke up.
Yeah.
So that was his plan the entire time. He didn't care if the gun fired.
No, he told you his plan. He wanted to kill so many people he could summon a changer of ways.
So this
He didn't know. Zeech went, you know what would be even funnier?
If they built a giant planet-cracking gun on top of a Necron pyramid.
And now the scarabs have been awakened, and that means once they blow up the gun that offended them, they're gonna go and wake everyone up. Yeah. That's your last sight as the doors close up for void travel. You make it back to the Vengeance of Martyrs. And the ship is in overdrive. People are running to and fro. And the woman whose name I forgot. No, hold on. I have her here somewhere.
Talking about Yukon?
Yukon. Yeah, the woman with the inquisitorial mark on her head.
Yeah, that is...
Yulkon Vact.
Yulkon Vact, yeah.
Yeah, Yulkon approaches all of you. And she looks a bit grave. Says, Inquisitor would like to speak with you. He is in the He is in the astropathic relay at the moment.
Oh god, what happened to the Orc Warlord?
You don't know. I'm sure now he's
I missed that episode.
more of a scrap.
God, all right. Let's go see what our Inquisitor retainer has to say.
As you make your way through the ship, you get to the door of the astropathic relay, and you actually hear the Inquisitor speaking to someone else. But do you interrupt? As you hear, For the last time, I wish that you would not see me and speak in your trickery, Shadow Seer.
You know what? I don't give a shit anymore. I'm interrupting.
Heh.
Let me grab a picture real quick for who he's talking with.
I don't give a shit anymore.
This will work. Save. Then I go to this, and I go to that. Boop, bop, beep. Where did that go? Then we put that there. Let me just put us back on the screen. Put us all back here. Go there. Hit that. Bop, bop. Nope. Don't want to draw. Someone who looks like this.
Okay. Is
Ah.
that Filthy Xeno?
It appears that we have uninvited guest, Inquisitor. I was given to believe that your fear carried more weight than their curiosity.
Leave us, witch.
I have delivered my message. It is up to all of you if you will heed it. But remember, the laughing god will always laugh last.
As the woman turns towards all of you and makes a very flamboyant curtsy and seems to shatter into a bunch of diamond patterns.
Alright, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that so nothing bad happens to me. Have you been updated on the most recent situation involving the gun?
I have. I have been updated to everything that occurred down below.
So you know about the pyramid, and you know it's awake, and you know it's angry.
Yes, we have precious little time before the Lord himself awakens. We are fortunate. The tomb is slow to awaken at the moment.
Great. So what's the plan? Because the biggest gun that we had that could have dealt with the problem is not in the picture anymore.
This planet is too important to the Lord Gilliman's plan to execute Exterminatus upon. I was about to update Lord Gilliman on the happenings here when you arrived. It is good that you are here, though. I would have your report sent out alongside my astropathic message.
Understood. I'm sure the Grey Knights will want to know that one of theirs has fallen here.
Apothecary Navansis will tend to the body. We must make sure that our work is complete, and that Precarius's death is not in vain. Or not Precarius, that Divus's death is not in vain.
Right. Permission to speak more freely than I have already, sir.
You have already seen more than enough that I should kill you on the spot. What's a little more?
I am struggling to see what our part in this is. Not you, us. He says, the Ostium Noviana, him, like, what do you expect? We're the beginning of a fucking, like, really bad bar joke. An officer, a sister of battle, and a sergeant walk into a bar. Underneath that bar is a fucking hive pyramid.
He stares at you for a long time with the glowing light from his artificial eye, the sensors on the back of his armor burning. When I began my steps towards becoming an Inquisitor, do you know what I was?
No, sir.
an administratum clerk on Terra.
Did you know anyone who happened to have a cogitator that contained, an entire memorized copy of a gene seed?
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about that.
Somebody should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like, I was an administratum clerk on Terra. The Emperor comes to us in our times. It is not for us to decide what we do, only to do it.
I'm getting too old for this shit. But if it's this or the glue factory, you've got me.
I won't force you to do this. However, Sergeant, as he looks out this window towards the planet, as you've seen, there are things that are hidden on your homeworld that even I did not know. The wages of heresy run deep, deep beneath the crust. This planet may be one of the only things that will stand between the rest of the Imperium and these same monstrosities. Are you saying that you are willing to stand aside for that?
Like I already told you, if it's this or the glue factory, well, just tell me where to point my gun.
Come. The Shadow Seer may have hampered my time here, but we must make haste and speak with the astropath.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think Ostium just continues to limp, following the crowd. He's too stunned to say anything. He's just like, so much shit just happened that I wasn't expecting, and my entire tiny worldview has been completely shattered.
Yes.
Noviana, you're the only one who's been aboard a ship before.
Mhm.
I don't think you would have had any reason to go to the astropathic choir, though.
No. I need a medic.
Yeah, you're all there's probably medical servitors that have been following you all around since you got off the ship that are taking care of your most serious wounds.
Mm-hmm.
But the Inquisitor leads you deeper into the room, and it is you walk into a large, theater, almost. And this entire thing is lined in giant spinning brass cylinders with spokes coming out of them. And each time they are hit by hanging metal rods, it produces notes. Massive music boxes are playing across this entire room. There are several steel pillars with mechanical tubes coming off of them that wrap around and insert themselves into the bodies of people with the inquisitorial mark across their forehead and blindfolds across their eyes. These lesser psychers writhe in pain and whimper, occasionally crying out, their voices harmonizing with the notes playing from the music boxes. Well, music walls. At the center of the room is a pool of clear water with the symbol of the Astra Telepathica etched into it. And a woman in a green robe with sunken in dark eyes that she keeps permanently closed with varicose veins pulsing around them and a psychic hood over her head. She's pale, gaunt, and sitting in a small chair while several attendants in red robes are swinging sweet-smelling incenses around. One of them approaches the four of you and is like, "What is it that you desire, Lord Inquisitor? Our mistress is ready to send your message." "I have additions that I wish to make to the message." And he motions to the three of you to step up.
Yeah, I'll step up.
Who approaches the astropath first?
Sure, why not?
As you approach, this woman has her head bowed and seems to be fiddling with a rosary. As you approach, she speaks up and her voice is croaky and hoarse. She's fairly old. Stop.
He does.
Then she holds out her hand towards you, and you can feel her psychic presence gently tapping at your mind as if asking permission to come in.
Sure. Why not?
You've never shared your mind with another. It's an uncomfortable pressure, but not a painful one. Her intrusions aren't like the psychic or void manifestations you've dealt with today. And she reaches into your mind, parses through your memories of the day, leaves out the personal details, and seeks only the strongest, most important information that she can glean, and pulls that out.
Okay.
Not taking it away, but pulling copies of it from your mind and into hers.
Good to know.
And her hand trembles with age as she nods. I have it. The next.
Ostium.
Noviano,
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Noviana, you go up and she repeats the same process if you let her into your mind.
Mhm.
And the same with you, Ostium. If you let her into your mind, she'll take those memories and copy them.
Of course.
And this seems to be a very tiring process for her. But she nods, says she has it one last time, and then pushes off of the chair and stands shakily before you notice that there are tubes coming out of the back of her head that anchor her to where she cannot move beyond this pool of amniotic fluids. But she sits there for a moment. Her head falls back. The choir around her begins to sing in tune with the music. As one of the attendants rushes towards her and opens up a small wooden reliquary box. She reaches in and pulls out what you assume to be a human finger bone. She snaps it, lifts up the front of her robe enough to see that there are several scars along her stomach before she cuts a fresh cut into it and lets the blood fall out into the pool before lifting up into the air on psychic wings and begins to chant in tune with her choir. But just in that moment, as they're beginning to send a message, a portal rips open in the void beside your ship. And another Imperial ship, brilliantly gold. No, not gold. Completely black. Exits the warp. And immediately the Inquisitor gets a hail on his Voxcaster, asking for audience at the bridge immediately, as you can already see a smaller ship disengaging from this not very big ship. It's only about the size of a frigate, but it's black as the void around it, save the lights coming from its windows. And a small dropship disengages and is flying towards the Vengeance.
Oh
The
boy.
Inquisitor looks to all of you and says, I will not ask you to join me, but perhaps you should see how dire this situation truly is.
I'll be there.
He looks a bit taken aback and surprised.
I will not ask why I serve, only how I may do so.
Inquisitor nods approvingly at that. Yeah, you all make your way to the bridge once more. And it is some time before the door opens and a scribe comes forth and announces the arrival of the voice of the Emperor. And
I'm
stands
sorry, the
aside.
what? Oh,
Someone who is claiming the title of Voice of the Emperor. And at first, a woman comes in black ceramite armor, similar to yours, Noviana, but different, of a different make. She's pale, is wearing a mask that covers her nose and mouth. Her head is bald except for a top knot, kept in a golden tail, and the inquisitorial symbol marked on her forehead as well. She has a massive greatsword on her back, as well as some sort of animal pelt draped over her, silver and mottled gray fur. As she walks in, looks to all of you, and there's just something off-putting about her, a negative space around her. Before she looks around, steps to the side, and from the door comes a massive figure, bigger than the Space Marines you've seen, clad in auramite of purest gold. A custodian steps onto the bridge and approaches, quickly followed by the Sister of Silence. And the Inquisitor, while everyone else on the bridge kneels to the custodian as they pass, the Inquisitor does not.
I have a pin that says I don't have to. But I'm gonna wait and see what the other two do.
Oh,
I
I
think
need.
Ostium will probably kneel.
And the Inquisitor, even before the custodian makes it all the way, says, "To what do I owe this fortuitous meeting? We were just in the process of sending a message to the Lord Commander." The custodian stands stock still, reaches up and cracks the seal on their helmet as they pull it off. And it is a stern, chiseled woman's face under there. It is like carved from pure granite. She looks like something out of a picture of old Terran relics with flowing golden hair. "It is precisely because of the Lord Commander that I have come. It appears that our ship has accelerated past the rest of the Crusade fleet."
Crusade fleet. Okay.
That is something that even gets the Lord Inquisitor's attentions. "I, custodian of the Watch, who have stood at the Emperor's side for months at a time, and have been chosen by the Lord Commander to serve as his voice, do hereby decree that the planet of Bielzian shall be reinstituted as a barrier world against the Cicatrix Maledictum. To this end, the Crusade fleet of the Indomitus Crusade shall redirect a portion of its forces here to be certain that this planet is claimed from whatever foul infestations are upon it. This is the will of the Emperor himself."
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boy, indeed.
Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah.
The Inquisitor takes a breath and nods. "Let it be so. If that is all, Custodian, that is all, I shall remain on board to be certain that these earliest elements of the crusade are spent properly. You and I shall get to know each other quite well, Inquisitor.
Oh, shit. Why do I feel like this is not a good thing?
Hmm.
Inquisitor dips his head. If it is the will of the Emperor, I live to serve, as do all of my agents and warriors. He says, and Cuts looks to the three of you.
No arguments here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the custodian doesn't even look your guys' way, but the Sister of Silence does. And there's just that icky feeling you get from her. Something in the back of your brain itches to be in her
Yes.
presence.
Gotta say, a blank.
And she makes a few signs towards the Inquisitor as the custodian turns to leave before she quickly turns heel and follows suit. The Inquisitor takes a deep breath that he, lets out a breath even he didn't know he'd been holding in. Says, "It seems the situation has changed."
Why do I feel like this is gonna end up even worse than the original plan?
Because that's war, Sergeant.
No. War is something I can turn from chaos into a controlled work of art. This is politics. And you know what I can't control or shoot my way out of?
You have much yet to learn, my agent. And he says that in an almost endearing way.
I think you're rubbing off on him.
That's the goal. Because there's a gene seed on board, and let's just go. Come on. Stick it in me. Make me in Astartes.
I'm already pissing off a lot of Warhammer fans by having the custodian be a woman. If I have a grown-up turn into a space marine, I'll explode.
Mm-hmm.
What? But they exist in canon.
They exist in canon, Smile.
Yes.
Get mad, grognards.
Yeah.
But yeah. The Inquisitor turns and looks out the window over the newly christened barrier world of Bielzion. And I think as we pull away from that, maybe the three of you do as well. Or maybe you make your way towards other parts of the ship for medical treatment, for rest, to talk to other people. As it does, we get one final, not speech, but
When I came to the Inquisitor, I warned him of what the runes foretold. War. Always war. For in this reality, there is only war.
we will cut out there from the slow pull away. So we get the Warhammer 40K logo. You guys did it! You won all 40,000 Warhammers!
Hell yeah.
Where can I have them delivered?
Yeah.
James Workshop's house. I think it's on West Maple here in town.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's get some sign off. Sorry that went a little long, but we had a lot to wrap up, and I had so many silly haha reveals.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Who's starting?
Well, let's start with you, Sergeant. Age before beauty. You're old. You're like 60, man.
Oh. Hello, my name is Cyrus Smith. Today you caught me playing a game here on Tuesday nights. Wednesdays are going to be on hiatus for a little bit because life gets busy. And when life gets busy, cry. Anyway, other than Tuesdays, that's me.
All right, let's move it on to Noviana.
Brian C. I've been playing Noviana. This is very, very interesting. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. It's very interesting. Yeah, you can only find me here right now. Yeah, that's it.
And that means we get to last and certainly not least.
Oh, you
Door
don't have to.
Kick.
I was about to say, you don't have to lie. Hi, everybody. My name is Mira Shades GM, also known as Mira. And today you caught me playing Ostium, also known as Door Kick. What a hell of a way to finish off this one. This was a really fun game to play in, and I really enjoyed it. But other than that, you can catch me on Saturdays, where I am in Lands of Lazarkin, where it is I'm playing Bazbeer. He's a weird little guy, and he currently has some world-ending news to talk about. Have you heard the bad news? That's his proselytizing. But yeah, other than that, I have a super secret project coming up that I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but it'll happen soon TM. And that's me.
And that leaves it to me. Hi, friendolas. My name is Ron, otherwise known as Don. Got me here today running and finishing up Indomitus, Quintus Superior, where I decided, fuck it. What do I like about Warhammer? How dumb it is. So I went out and said, let me just throw as much shit as the wall as I can, because I love kitchen sink Warhammer. You can also catch me here when Wednesdays come back. I'm in Wednesdays. And I'm also in the Lands of Lazarkin, where I play Artur, who is currently in the Family Guy death pose. Because, man, my combat record ain't been good. But you know what? Everyone loves Artur. He's just a fun guy. And
Agreed.
He's really useful for survival checks. I think that's it for me, and that means it's it for us. Let's get out of here on an RIP dive-in.
RIP dive-in.